You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. Does she want to destroy the Wales' marriage? When Harry's wife came to Britain, she was on the hunt for a British boyfriend. More about that in a forthcoming video, as more information has been unearthed about her conduct in relation to that. She claimed, of course, that she didn't know anything about the royal family, which we know is bollocks. She ended up ensnaring Ginger Bollocks, and believed that that would afford her a lifetime of status, privilege, people kowtowing to her, and lots of lovely spondulics, money, wonga. Turns out, of course, Harry isn't as wealthy as she first thought. And moreover, she then realised, of course, that as the spare, although she did have entitlement, privilege, etc., it wasn't at the level that she expected. Propelled by the delusion generated by her narcissism, she expected that she would become queen. She believed that everybody would be running around doing what she wanted, that they would bend to her will, that they would change centuries of convention and protocol just because she said so, and that their failure to do so amounted to them being unfair, racist, and hateful. This, of course, is all the interpretation that her narcissism placed upon this conduct and behaviour through her prism of narcissism. As part of this, of course, she really believed that William ought to be hers. He, as heir to the throne, is the grand fromage, the big cheese, and therefore her narcissism determined that she ought to be with him. As you know perhaps from own personal experiences, narcissists are not respecters of existing relationships, lacking boundary recognition, lacking emotional empathy, functioning with a lack of accountability and a sense of entitlement. The pursuit of the prime aims invariably means that a narcissist will interfere in other people's relationships, breaking those relationships, causing them to be torn asunder by having affairs with people, causing them to be unfaithful. We have seen, of course, in many instances the way that Harry's wife has made eyes at Prince William, that she will have believed that William fancied her, because, of course, as the way that Harry's wife's narcissism functions, she believes that all the men want to knock her hip out, and all the women are envious of her because they want to be like her. She believed that William ought to be hers. She would have seen no issue at all with having an affair with William and trying to pull him away from Catherine, and dumping heavily on Ginger Bollocks. That wouldn't concern her in the slightest, because her narcissism would tell her that Prince Harry had done something which merited her seeking comfort in the arms of the other, that she would see no problem in rending apart the relationship between the Waleses, Cambridges as they once were, perhaps telling her that William was desperately unhappy, that his wife is cold, frigid, that she doesn't do the things that Harry's wife does in the spicy poontang department, and therefore that William would be far happier with her, that William too felt constrained by the edifice that is the royal family, and that she, Harry's wife, has come along, the great liberator of these chastised and chained men. Her narcissism will have drummed up some kind of epic tale for her to deploy, which would mean that she would have no hesitation at all in shitting on Harry and crapping all over the marriage between William and Catherine. Of course, despite her attempts to seduce William, he was not interested, and we have all seen the footage around Christmas time when he spent a lot of time adjusting his scarf in order not to have to deal with Harry's wife. She is envious of the relationship that William and Catherine have. She's envious of it because she believes that she should be Catherine. She believes that she should be with Big Willie Styley. She believes that she should become queen. She believes that she has the style and grace that is exuded by Catherine. She believes that all of the support that Catherine receives, the compliments and the flattery, should be going to her, that she's more beautiful than Catherine, that she's full of grace, that Catherine's dull, boring, that has been foisted upon William and makes him unhappy, that she would do a far better job of making William happy. This desire, therefore, for William has meant essentially that, well, if I can't have him, I don't want you to be happy. This doesn't mean that she sits down and unfurls a map with a battle plan that is a systematic approach to trying to break up their marriage, but rather, as and when an opportunity arises for her to assert control and nullify threats to control by causing trouble in their marriage, then her narcissism will jump all over it. And one such instance arose some time ago as a consequence of multiple threats to her sense of control and an opportunity. There was a state dinner where Prince Harry was seated next to Rose Hanbury. Now, Rose Hanbury is an elegant and beautiful woman. And of course, the fact that the pictures were taken showing Harry and Rose sat together would have threatened Harry's wife's sense of control. Notwithstanding the fact that she wasn't able to attend the state dinner, and therefore Harry was just seated next to Rose, not because there was anything going on between them, but of course Harry's wife's paranoia would have told her that there's something untoward going on, and therefore she needs to get Harry back under control, nullify the threat to control posed by Rose Hanbury, and also it affords her narcissism an opportunity to cause problems for Prince William and Catherine. And therefore, it's been stated that as a consequence of this threat to control, that a rumour was started that essentially Harry's wife caused it to be believed that an affair was taking place between Rose Hanbury and Prince William. And this had been brought up on numerous occasions and was given legs, and still to this day periodically makes an appearance and persists, even though, of course, that is untrue. And this was done because the appearance of Rose Hanbury with Prince Harry was a threat to her control. So, Harry's wife had to smear Rose Hanbury by making her seem like she was a marriage breaker and suggest that there was an affair going on between William and Rose. This meant that Harry would be brought back under control because, of course, he was having nothing to do with Rose. Rose was painted as a scarlet woman, and thus she smeared, affording indirect control over Rose, and also an opportunity to cause problems in the marriage between the Waleses by suggesting that William was playing away. The envy that Harry's wife has would be harnessed by her narcissism to enable her to suggest that an affair was going on, because of course it would serve the prime aims. It's undoubtedly the case that because she has not been able to have Prince William, even though she believes that he belongs to her and that he would be far happier with her than with Catherine, notwithstanding all the evidence to the contrary. Remember, her narcissism isn't interested in that evidence. It's only interested in showing her what needs to be shown so that she is motivated to get the prime aims. Accordingly, there will be repeated instances where she will continue to smear, that she will seethe with envy about the marriage of the Waleses, and undoubtedly shriek into the night, "He should be mine," which of course is never going to make Harry feel particularly well regarded, not that she of course cares about how he feels about all of these things, but shows that each time that when William and Catherine appear on her radar, she's reminded of the thing that she cannot have, and her narcissism has to enable her to address that in some way, and in some instances that will be done by trying to cause problems in their marriage. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.